Welcome to Transmissions Alt Mode, where we talk about all news, comics, and media related to the Transformers. On this episode, we try to manage the Rise of the Beast news without getting spoiled. We've got a bunch of new TV spots, an interview with Steven Caple Jr., and more. Today is Friday, June 2nd, 2023, and this is episode 340 of Transmissions Alt Mode.
Welcome to Transmissions Alt Mode, the podcast that's seen the critic score, but is now waiting for the audience score. I'm your host, Charles, aka Big C, and I'm joined by the excellent Transmissions team. Jeremy, aka Yakko.
Hey, how's it going?
The amazing and awesome producer and editor, Mike.
Both amazing and awesome. I don't know if I can live up to the hype.
And Daryl, the Cybertronian Beast.
Heyo. Let's talk Transformers.
As always, we start the show by thanking our donatrons, those lovely people who support us on Patreon and PayPal. We really appreciate all the time and energy you've given to us, and the money too. Can't discount that. So thank you for your continued support, and that helps us keep the show going. If you are not a donatron and would like to become one, just go to transmissionspodcast.com/support. That's where you can sign up and become one of the few, the proud, the donatrons. We got lots of bonus content on our Patreon page for all our donatrons. That includes our bonus show, We Like Big Bots. That's done by Daryl and Dr. Pants. It's a great show all about the biggest bots you can purchase anywhere. And you can check those out. We've got 10 episodes available on our Patreon page. You can watch them all. And we got more coming eventually as soon as we can get Dr. Pants back in the studio. We've also got, this week we had our donation exclusive bonus version of the uncut early episode of Empire of Rust, episode 102. We built this city on nuts and bolts.
Love it.
So you can check that out. The regular version of episode 102 will be out this coming Monday, but if you are a donatron, you can listen to it right now on our Patreon page. The uncut version with everything left in, all the uncut, unedited stuff there. You get this story early, but then you can come back and listen to the final version next week. And lastly, we do have a new episode of our special show, Let's Talk Transformers. This week, I talked to Dpalm, who is one of the hosts over at the MTR Network. He does a sports themed show called Unanimous Decision, but also talks about lots of geek and nerdy stuff, MCU, DC stuff, Star Wars, all that good stuff over there. And we had a nice long conversation about Transformers because that's one of his passions. You can see in the background, he's got lots of toys, got lots of Transformers. So we had a good long chat. Talked about the new movie coming out. Hopefully we can get him to see that. He bowed out after the Bay movies, which I don't blame him for that. So hopefully he'll get back for the new movie, and hopefully the new movie's good. So we still haven't seen it at this point. So I'm excited, but still just cautiously optimistic. So we'll see. But had fun talking to T-Bomb, and hopefully we can get him back on the show. We've had him on before. But yeah, all his podcasts are great as well. So check those out. And that is available right now on our YouTube and in our podcast feed. And lastly, before we get into all the media news, did want to mention we have, since it is now officially June, it's as this show goes up, it's June 2nd, and we have a new Toyhax code. So our Toyhax code has changed for the month of June. The new code is now REWIND. So just the word REWIND, and that will save you 15% off all your purchases at toyhax.com. So Blaster 7, it's out of there. Now it's time for Rewind. So just run it back and use rewind. Remember, rewind. Okay, now let's get into our media news.
All right. And first up, we have some news regarding the Transformers animated movie that is slated to come out next year. Originally, it was set to open July 19th, 2024, and it has now been pushed back to September 13th, 2024. If you have not heard of this one, this is the animated movie that is being directed by Josh Cooley, who directed Toy Story 4. And this is the one we talked about recently because it came out with a voice cast that included Chris Hemsworth, Brian Tyree Henry, and a bunch of others. Oh, sorry, there it is. Scarlett Johansson, Keegan Michael Key, John Hamm, and Lawrence Fishburne. So some huge voices in this one, and they've pushed it back. Don't know exactly the reason. Probably because there was another bigger movie that was slated to open that same weekend, and they didn't want to fight it, so they pushed it back to a weekend that probably had nothing.
Could
nothing
also be
happening.
writer's strike related, maybe.
Could be, yeah. But either way, it has been pushed back until mid-September. Next up, we have the Statue World Tour is continuing, and we talked about it last week how they were going to Mexico, and now they have been to Mexico. So we have some pictures and some video here from their stop in Mexico, and it's I don't know where they're going next, but this world tour continues to go on and on and on, and I'm glad people are getting a chance to get out there and see it. And let's see here. Maybe they are still on. They are still there in Mexico. So it looks like from May 24th till June 8th. So very cool. That's cool. That's one of the longer stops actually. That's very cool. They're there for that long. All right. Next up, we have a promo for Rise of the Beast for their BFI IMAX in London, England. And it's a giant window display. So, huge. So very cool. It's just a picture with Optimus, Bumblebee, and Optimus Primal there. So you can take a look at that. And if you're in London, England, and you're going to be able to see it there, then that's pretty cool. There is a Transformers fan event happening with regards to the Transformers Battle in Brooklyn, and that's taking place next weekend. So that is Saturday, June the 3rd. So that's this weekend now, from 3 until 7. So you can head down to this intersection of Waterbury Street and Scholes Street. It's free to get in, and you just gotta be there to just fight each other. I guess it's a battle, so just get in there, just go fight.
They'll have a big selection of Transformers toys to see what's out now. Trying to market, always be promoting.
Oh yeah, seems like an item that will be. You'll probably have a lot more people just kind of stumble upon it than plan to go to it, but still cool that it's happening.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the Alamo Drafthouse Rise of the Beast graffiti mural. So, don't know a lot about the Alamo Drafthouse. Is this a chain in the U.S.?
It's a small chain of high quality movie theaters.
It's a movie theater. I thought it was a restaurant by the name Drafthouse.
they're one of the first movie theaters that had the whole delivering the food to your seats. And they have pretty strict rules on behavior in the theaters, and they will kick you out if you misbehave and stuff. So yeah, but they have a few locations.
What kind of rules? I want to know some of these rules.
Well, I mean, like if you're disruptive, they will just kick you out. Or I think they have certain hours where kids are just not allowed. It's mostly a Texas-based chain, but I think they have some in California too.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I thought it was a restaurant, so there you go.
Well, I mean, it is. It's you order food and they bring it to you in the theater, and you can order alcohol as well. So it's like it's a full service restaurant.
Yeah, we have that here. It's just part of the.
But they pioneered it.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So yeah, that's neat. So if you're at this particular one, I guess I don't know what the there's a mural that's on this one. The story doesn't really mention where this is.
There's Slaughter Lane location. I'm guessing in Austin. They didn't say where.
Fucking Texas.
Can you hear that?
No, this is also a sample of the score from our friend Jean-Nic Bonton.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with that audio too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Neat. Okay. And lastly, we have, and I don't know whether this is happening because there's a question mark on this. So it's possibly happening, but Transformers, Rise of the Beast, and Fortnite might be collaborating. So, I mean, I wouldn't put it past them because Fortnite has collaborated with everything under the sun at this point. So you might, if you're still playing Fortnite, you might actually see Transformers making their way in there as skins for your characters. It's the most ridiculous thing. Don't pay money for skins, people. It's so stupid. So if the
kids playing Fortnite are not watching us and will not hear your advice, unfortunately, Daryl.
Yeah, I know. It's so ridiculous. It's such a dumb thing. But yeah, so I mean, there was a Marvel and DC both did comic book series that were specifically crossing over with the Fortnite universe, and each comic book had a code where you could input it, and that was free. Like, it was cool. You could do something specific with that code, and it you got a comic as well, so it was kind of a bang for your buck kind of a deal. This, if it's not similar, like if you get a Fortnite code in with a toy or something like that, then hey, you know what? That's cool. If it's just buy the skin, that's a waste of money in my opinion. So anyway, look for Transformers in Fortnite, I guess. Now we're going to move on to Rise of the Beast merchandising.
Yes, capitalism is alive and well. So we've got lots of stuff. We mentioned a couple of these things last week. We didn't have more information, but now, particularly in Singapore, KFC in Singapore has Transformers Rise of the Beast merchandise and menu items. Apparently they have burgers in KFC in Singapore, which I didn't. Oh, I guess those are just chicken sandwiches. I don't know. The story says burgers.
Hamburgers?
That might be what they call them there.
Yeah, but they have Rise of the Beast themed food. They have glow in the dark insulated flasks. They have
a KFC
poster
flasks.
It's Singapore. It's not in North America, so they have different stuff you can get there.
It's a water bottle.
A water bottle. Yeah. Okay.
But look, I mean, it's got you can get ones with the whole Bumblebee logo on it and everything. That's all the different, lots of different characters there.
Cool.
Glows in the dark. Got a poster. So yeah, I mean, if you're in Singapore and you go to KFC, you can get lots of your Rise of the Beast stuff there. Next, we've got so Monro, an auto service and tire dealer in the US. They have a Rise of the Beast promotion. So if you want to get your car serviced, you can get some Transformers themed service packages and poster giveaways. And apparently, this is also being worked on by Ben Montano, who was previously on the Hasbro design team, but now he's working at Monro, and so is able to promote this. It's pretty interesting. Power is Primal oil change, a rollout wheels deal. So
I looked, Charles, in there. So I'm near you, so I expect you to go and check it out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't understand how, like, does this make me feel like a Transformer if I get a Powers Primal oil change for my car?
Energon.
Oh, okay. Sold.
There's actually a bunch near me as well. There's like three of them, all within driving distance.
Well, go get an oil change.
There you go.
I'm not going to insist that you get the 4 tires.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Okay, next up, a couple of things we mentioned last week was the Optimus Prime head bucket with the LED. It looks like this bucket is going to go out in a couple of places. First in the Cinepolis. That I'm not sure. It's a Mexican theater chain. But they're going to have these popcorn buckets there in their movie theaters, but also in the US, it'll be at the Cinemark theaters, theater chain as well. So I believe it's the same bucket. They look exactly the same. So I think that's both for the, for both of these. In the US, that Cinemark, it's $25 just for the bucket. And then another, plus whatever the cost of the popcorn is.
So $30 with the side of medium popcorn.
Medium popcorn, not even a large.
Movie size medium. I mean, come on. It's bigger.
Still, that's, I mean, I don't know. That's, I mean, it's
LEDs
cool.
in it.
Yeah, it's cool, but still, it's a popcorn bucket.
My question is, can you call it a collectible tin if it's all plastic?
Charles, it's an anything bucket. Once the popcorn's gone, you can put anything you want in it.
You are never going to be able to clean this thing. I'm just imagining like the inside of Optimus's head covered in like butter and oil and salt. It's like,
yeah.
Well,
another option is this is just the head. What about Optimus Prime in truck form? And you can get that at AMC. So at competing theater chain AMC, they have an Optimus Prime in truck form where the trailer is the popcorn bucket. So you can get the full trailer and have popcorn in there. And then, I mean, I don't know.
See, that looks easier to clean.
I guess, yeah.
How cumbersome is that? I'm trying to hold huge. And does the truck part of it come off? Like, or is it like one piece? Like,
it looks like one piece.
It's massive. You just sit there during the movie with this giant truck on your lap.
Spread it across your lap and the person you went with.
It's meant to be shared.
Just rolling around too. Like, what the hell? Where's the popcorn? Oh, it's on the floor because it's fucking on wheels.
We don't have any price information on this one, but I imagine they'll probably be in the same area, like $25 or $20, something like that. This apparently doesn't have any LEDs, so hopefully it's a little bit cheaper. But
it is bigger.
I bet it has rubber tires, though. and the toys that we want can't have them.
I doubt this has rubber tires, Daryl. I doubt the wheels even move on this thing.
You're gonna make me have to go to an AMC just to get this thing.
Yep.
I don't want to go to the AMC near me because it's not the best.
You don't have to stay for the movie. You just have to get the popcorn bucket.
Well, my ticket is at my AMC at the waterfront, so we'll see if they have these on the early premiere that I'm going to. But
I expect you to come back with all the swag, Charles.
All right, well, that's all our merchandising, so we're going to move it on to music.
Just a couple of things here in music today. Chinese rapper Gai Zhao Yan is doing the theme song for the Chinese version of Rise of the Beasts. He revealed that on his Weibo account. No additional details, but presumably he's just going to be singing the song. So, and in France, another rapper, MC Solaar, I don't know if I pronounced it right. He's going to be doing a song for the French dub of the movie. And yeah, so if you're into that, you can listen to it on his Spotify channel or Spotify store. On top of that, if you do want to hear a bit of the Rise of the Beast score, specifically some of the stuff that, and Charles, you have to help me with the pronunciation again on this one. Yannick
Bonton.
Jean-Nic Bonton, thank you. He popped up on Twitter and put some. There was a video that he tweeted that has some of his score work on it. So if you're interested in hearing what it sounds like, you can jump ahead and jump into that and hear what it sounds like. And it's pretty cool. Next, I'm just going to jump through this real quick because there's like a dozen different TV spots all over the world. And I haven't watched them. I don't think any of you guys have watched them either, because they're going to have spoilers in them. But if you are interested in seeing some of the TV spots from around the world, you can go ahead and take a look at our show notes, and there'll be links in it for each one. So if you're interested, go ahead and take a look at those.
All right. And we're going to wrap things up with the premiere in Singapore.
Yeah. So we're not going to go into any of the spoilers, but if you follow these news stories, you're likely to get spoiled on stuff. But the world premiere was held in Singapore. It was a huge event that, like, all the stars were there. They had, like, you can see this like huge like thing showing the different characters. I don't know if that's projected on it or if it's just static. But just a very impressive world premiere like setup they had here. Yeah, it looks like it is projected because you have the different characters showing up on this. Apparently they invited super fans. Like, I think I've seen people from all over the world that were flown out for this premiere. But the one of the big things to come out of this was the press conference that they had, that there are tons of spoilers that they went into in this press conference. But one of the big things that I got out of it was that no one knows if this is a reboot or not. They got into this. Apparently, Steven Caple Jr. says it's a reboot. It follows Bumblebee, and it says that like it's its own, like it is a full, like, Bumblebee was a soft reboot, and this completed the reboot. Lorenzo de Bonaventura, the producer, says it's not a reboot. And from some things that I've read that about it, I didn't want to get too into it because I don't want to be spoiled for the movie. But apparently he said something to the effect of it has the same characters, so it's not a reboot. And I'm just wondering if he knows what a reboot is. because essentially a reboot is the same characters, but you're going in a whole different story. But whatever, in my mind, it's a reboot. I'm happy that Steven Caple Jr. is approaching it that way. But apparently in the news conference, they also go into some characters, but I will fully check it out after I see the movie, because I don't want to have anything more spoiled for the movie.
No one should argue about continuity with the Bay movies, because the Bay movies didn't care about their own continuity. Like, the internal continuity of every individual Bay movie was immediately broken, let alone continuity between Bay movies. So just don't worry about it.
Right.
This is not the Marvel Cinematic Universe where everything is connected. Every movie does its own thing until we see like really strong links between these movies. You know, it's its own story. Just enjoy it for what it is.
Right. And then we have another interview here with Steven Caple Jr. He was on the Alfonso Nation YouTube channel, and he also talked about the whole reboot thing, where he again states that it is a reboot. But one thing that I thought, was it in here? Oh, that was he's been doing a lot of interviews. I have another interview, but I watched the beginning of this just to kind of get the sense of kind of, you know, how it was going to go. But I jumped out before there were any spoilers. But this seems like a pretty good conversation. I thought the guy interviewing it doesn't say what his name is. I think Alfonso is his first name, but I thought he did a really good job in the little bit I saw. So another thing I'll be checking out after I see the movie. And then the last interview here we have is with the Den of Geek. And this one is where I got some, like, when Steven Caple Jr. was talking about the filmmaking, one thing he mentioned was, like, you know, you hear about complaints from actors when they're in these movies saying that they're talking to a tennis ball that tells them where they have to look. And he said that he found it in their budget to cast actors and put earpieces in the actors' ears. So he would have these voice actors off camera that the actors would hear while acting opposite the tennis ball. So rather than having someone just reading out the lines of Optimus Prime, you would have a voice actor kind of portraying Optimus Prime for the live action actor to react against. And he says that it made a huge difference. So I'm wondering how well that comes across on the screen. Also, there's a little spoiler about Unicron there, but the last quote from here was, he says he feels like they spend a lot of time on Earth, but they're different Transformers and different planets, and they need the right, like he sees other movies out there. So it seems like he understands the franchise. And if you're talking about different planets and stuff, it would be really awesome to see, you know, a live action movie, but set somewhere other than Earth. So that is all I have here for the premiere and interviews.
Okay, well, that's a lot of Rise of the Beast news, and I believe this will be. I guess next week we will record before the movie comes out. So we've got one more week recording before the movie comes out, and then it's here. And
Spoilers.
yeah. So
do we want to mention what's coming up that we've talked about doing? Or edit that out?
Go if you want to. Do you want to?
On June 19th, we're going to be having a live stream with, we're going to be asking people to quote call in, we'll provide a link and give us your thoughts on the movie after you've seen it. So we're going to have hopefully some of our masterpiece donatrions helping us out, and looking forward. It's something we haven't done before, and I think it'd be something fun to do and get other people's thoughts outside of our normal feedback process.
Looking forward to it. It should be interesting. It should be fun.
I don't foresee any problems at all.
Yeah.
No problems at all. But I think it'll be fun, and we'll have more details with next week's show on exactly like what to do.
All right. So got to go see the movie.
Yeah.
If
Well, I mean,
you can
if you don't care about spoilers.
Yeah. But yeah, if you care about spoilers, you got to go see the movie before you participate. But you know, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna talk all about the movie, and hopefully we'll be happy with the movie, and there'll be good things to talk about, and it won't be another letdown. But you know, we'll see.
Keep those hopes nice and low.
Yeah, you under promise and over deliver. That's how you you know, you build the hype up.
That's right.
Well, they are not under promising with all this marketing hype.
All right. Well, that's it for all our media news this week, and that will do it for this episode of Transmissions Alt Mode. So, as always, at the end of every show, we give a shout out to our masterpiece donatrions. These are the folks who contribute at the highest level on our Patreon, and we really appreciate that. So that's why we give them a mention in every episode. So thank you once again to John Forex Levengood and Demon Tech 82. We really appreciate your support. Thank you so much. And Mike, thank you again for joining us this week on the Transmissions and Transmissions Alt Mode. Why don't you tell everyone where they can find you online and your stuff, and of course, Empire of Rust.
Well, Empire Rust. So yes, go ahead and take a look at my stuff on Instagram and Twitter at Minervion. That's Minervion. And I did want to at least give a shout out to some of the voice actors for episodes 101 to 105, because there was actually a lot of voiceover work for that. So I'd like to give a shout out to a former coworker of mine, Brandon Ouellette, who is trying to start getting into some voiceover work. So that is a good thing. He plays a part of like Lord Scourge and a couple other characters that I'm not going to mention just yet, but he's done excellent work. Apollo, of course, has played Windblade on multiple times. And Mike on the podcast has actually done the voice for a separate character, a separate NPC character that is very interesting to hear. So yeah, lots of people and lots of voiceover work that I wanted to shout out.
Nice. All right. Well, we'll be looking forward to we've got episode 101 out already. So 102 is here, and then next few episodes. Cool.
Uh-huh.
And I'm one question I have is any chance for Rex hanging out a little bit longer, or is his guest starring role having him fade back into going back to Yukaris?
Yeah, it is just going to be just a one-off for episode 100. Rob is still a good friend, but he has his own life to deal with at the moment. So, and unfortunately, Empire of Rust just isn't a big priority for him. So, I was glad I was able to get him back for episode 100, though. And if we do have like another anniversary episode, maybe if we make it to it's like 150, we'll have him come back in for maybe something like that. And you know, a one-off. No, there's no reason why we can't do that either. So,
all right. Okay, everyone. Thanks so much for watching and listening to this episode of Transmissions Alt Mode. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
bye, y'all.
Later.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Transmissions. If you'd like to join the conversation, travel to our Discord channel at transmissionspodcast.com/Discord. Want some cool transmission swag? Feast your eyes on our transmissions gear at transmissionspodcast.com/shop. If you'd like to support our podcast, go to transmissionspodcast.com/support or tell your friends about our show. We'll see you next time.